Kabune na raja ranun na raja ranun na raja ranun one dia Kabune na raja ranun na raja ranun na raja ranun Tudero Wandiat Gabne Narajanun 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 Tudero.
Beautiful river, this one. Called the Yarra. This is on Wurundjeri country. Now we have blackfellas, we have a deep connection to country. Probably more than what a lot of people understand. Now we've been here in the country for tens of thousands of years. Our stories, like in the river and the bush, all the birds around here. We always call out to our old people. Always pay respect to them. You know, when you look around here, as blackfella, we look further than what the eye can see. We go into this realm. It's like a track, and then we see things that other people don't see. You know, look, I can see the old people in the canoe paddling along here. There's a few. Where are they going? You know, they'll be going like maybe to a ceremony, maybe trade, a big corroboree maybe. Could be a wedding. Pretty good. That's how business was done. This is like a hallway. Blackfellas will be going up and down here. I could see them. Not on the canoes, but on the banks. Walking, going to those places. And you know, this is what it's all about. We respect our old people, our country. And that's what we fight for. January 26 is a pretty heavy day for our mob. That day brings a lot of emotion. But that's a reminder to all of us of what we've lost, what was taken off us. When we connect with the old people, they tell us what they want us to do. Just like what they did. It's over what? 200 years ago. And that was to care for country, take care of it, look after it, and fight for it. So on January 26th, we continue our fight for our country. Australia Day isn't a day of celebration. Australia Day is a day of mourning. It's our invasion. I acknowledge all black people all around this country. I acknowledge all black people all around the world. Our footprints are embedded in the land, and I'll never ever take that away from us.
I'd like to start off by acknowledging that today we are meeting on the lands of my ancestors, the Wurundjeri people. And I want to take this opportunity to pay my respects to my ancestors, my elders, both past, present and emerging. But also want to acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people tuned in today. But also want to acknowledge the non-Aboriginal people tuned in today, and hope that you get something from today's event. Today is a funny day for Aboriginal people, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people. It's a day that when our culture was ended, when the British arrived, was when our law, our ceremony, our kinships, even our families was broken and trashed to this day. And I want to try and tell a little bit of a story, you know, because that story of January 26 is only a very young story in comparison to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander story that extends way back to over 60,000 years. And as you walk around today, I'd just like you to take a minute, or take more than a minute, and reflect. And reflect on what today would mean for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So what I want you to do is I want you to walk in our shoes for the day and just stop and think, how would you feel if someone just knocked up at your front door and took over your home? But today is also a celebration of Aboriginal culture, story, dance and ceremony. Because a little bit later on this afternoon, or today, you're going to see and hear from the Djirri Djirri dance troupe. It's a collection of girls that was started probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And what they've been able to manage to achieve has been amazing. Over 30 young Wurundjeri young women have been put through ceremony, through different ceremonies as they go through different age groups. And you'll hear about that off the Djirri Djirri a little bit later. But as I said, as you walk around today on January 26th, I want you to reflect and walk in my shoes for the day. Thank you.
Wurundjeri, Wurundjeri Naramo. Wurundjeri, Wurundjeri Naramo. Wurundjeri, Wurundjeri Naramo. Wurundjeri. Bambocho maninga, bambocho maninga. Wanganino, tula padro. Wanganino, tula padro. Nagaje, 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 nagaje. Wanganino, tula padro. Wanganino, tula padro. Nagaje, 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 nagaje. Wingmaleo, coreno, galen bariamo, mamelamo, woman jeka, woman jeka. Wirigiria morapo, wirigiria morapo, wirigiria morapo, Djirri Djirri, Djirri Djirri, warananyan yargan yaporananyan yargan yaporananyan yargan yapo, Djirri Djirri, Djirri Djirri. Tumbanyan yarga dulap, tumbanyan yarga dulap, tumbanyan yarga dulap, Djirri Djirri, Djirri Djirri. Wadamban yarga bulak, wadamban yarga bulak, wadamban yarga bulak, Djirri Djirri, Djirri Djirri. Rokok nyarga maram, rokok nyarga maram, rokok nyarga maram, Djirri Djirri, Djirri Djirri. Nyarga nya yarengoth, nyarga Nyanai, Nyaga Bulak, Djirri Djirri. Djirri Djirri, yay!
Wurundjeri, Wurundjeri, al narapo, 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 narapo. Wurundjeri, Wurundjeri, al narapo, 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 narapo. Tarangal, tarangal pig, bunjulal, bunjulal, willamu, 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 willamu. Tarangal, tarangal pig, bunjulal, bunjulal, willamu, 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 willamu. Wuru, 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 pig, bunjuang, bunjuang, ngang, 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 ngang. Ngang, 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 ngang. Wuru, 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 pig, bunjuang, bunjuang, ngang, 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 ngang. Ngang, 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 ngang. Mormut, mormut, pig, wurunga, wurunga, ngulung, 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 ngulung. Mormut, mormut, pig, wurunga, wurunga, ngulung, 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 ngulung. Ban, ban, you big, yumurala, yumurala, murenda, 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 murenda. Ban, ban, you big, yumurala, yumurala, murenda, 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 murenda. Big, big to a yambulak, yambulak, ngarka, 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 ngarka. Big, big to a yambulak, yambulak, ngarka, 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 ngarka. Big, big kutero, noro, noro, ngarambel, ngarembel, ngarambel, ngarembel. Big, big kutero, noro, noro, ngarambel, ngarembel, ngarambel, ngarembel.
Biladul Nyang Wangat, Nadanik Stacy, Wurundjeri Willamik, Wurundjeri Balakut, Mundanai Munop Galada Biradang, and the Meri Creek, Mundanai Liwik Bullock, Mundanai Kirip, and Mundanai Willamik. So my name's Stacey, and in the Woi Wurrung language, I just acknowledged my ancestors, I acknowledged the Birrarung, and I acknowledged the Meri Creek where we're meeting here today. I acknowledged the home country, the Willamik, and I acknowledged the Kirip, which is our friends, all of you watching today. So we meet here at this very significant confluence, which is an historic meeting place for the many clans of the Kulin Nation and wider. We're very honoured to dance here as the Djirri Djirri dance group, and we meet here today at the Meri Creek and Yarra River confluence. It's a very significant place for many clans of the Kulin Nation as a meeting and gathering place to talk about many things to do with cultural business. We've been really immersed in the elements today, so as you can probably tell, we've been dancing in the rain, in the banyul, the water, and we've been dancing in the wind, the Murrumutbik. So it's been really nice. It's been nice to really connect with country on different levels. So the 6 layers of country, we honour those through our dance, through our language, and it involves dance moves and language honouring the layers, which start with the Thurungol, which is Bunjul's home above the clouds, the Wurundjeri, which is the sky country where Wa and Bunjul watch over us, the Murrumutbik, which is the wind country where our voices travel, the Banyubik, which is water country, the giver of life, the Big Dewey, which is the on-country where we conduct our business and dance, and the Big Ut, which is the below country where we dig for ochre and the roots of the trees. At one stage here it was raining down and quite windy, and we had a moment with a couple of the younger girls who were worried about their ochre and worried about their hair, and I thought, you know, it's really, really important just to stop and think about our old people. Imagine our ancestors sitting here and standing here in the hot, in the cold, in the rain, in the wind, or even maybe the snow at some stage. But yeah, it was really nice to stop and think about that and imagine what it would have been like with them sitting here. So the Djirri Djirri dance group is made up of all Wurundjeri women and young girls. We have a ceremony every November, which is the Murum Tururururuk ceremony, which is a ceremony that welcomes babies to country. We give our totems to our young ones, and then there's an important element of coming of age for the younger ones who are now reaching their womanhood. So the Djirri Djirri are more than just a dance group. We are a cultural support for each other, and there's a lot of responsibilities that come with that. And the younger ones, as you can see in the dancing, they follow our dance moves and listen to the songs, and they learn through movement and through oral language. Our songs are written by our fierce leader, Mandy Nicholson, and composed by Kaya. So Kaya was singing one of the songs that we danced to today, so she couldn't be here, and neither could Mandy or Dana. Dana actually choreographs a lot of the dances. We're happy to have them here in spirit through song and their essence. So the Djirri Djirri dance is about passing on cultural knowledge from one generation to the next, and we're very proud to share this with you, and we're proud to keep sharing it as long as our generations keep coming through. So January 26 is obviously a very difficult time for many of our communities and for our family. It marks a long period of occupation and colonisation, and the history for our family and our experience here in Naarm has been one of very traumatic and painful experiences. But what we do as Djirri Djirri is just really focus on waking our language up, which was taken, waking our ceremony up, which was stopped, and just passing that on so that the younger generation don't remember when they learnt it. It's back where it should be. It's part of who they are from birth. There's a tree actually that my mother and many of our Djirri's auntie and sister and cousin, Winifred Bridges Nicholson, she'd planted a gum tree here about 9 years ago before her passing. So it's got a new layer of significance for us. Now that we come back, we just keep bringing more and more of our energy and claiming our space here. So when it comes to January 26, we're in a transitional phase in some way, an awakening in many ways, but we just suggest that you educate yourself, because the truth's not always going to come through the media or the government. We need to self-educate, connect with your local traditional owner groups, connect with your local black community, and develop relationships and really get to know them and their stories. So let's just keep the fire burning and keep truth-telling, keep honouring country, keep caring for country, and let's just look toward our future generation and what we're leaving for them.